Okay, so let's start our meeting. I'm happy to welcome you today from sunny Kiev, and we have like really hot summer now. Um, and I'm happy to welcome you on our June marketing hour. So today we'll be happy to share with you some our recent news and updates, as well as some plan for digital events we have for June. And for sure, we'll be happy to answer all of your questions today. Uh, Traditionally, speakers today are myself. Most of you know me. I'm responsible for channel marketing at Creatio, as well as we have Lucian Zaborowski, Associate Director of Marketing. Hi, Lucian.
Hi, Yuri, and hi, everyone. It is great to be here and looking forward to our session. We have some really super updates for you and looking forward to answer any questions and have a lively discussion.
Okay, so about the agenda today, what have we prepared for you? So first, we would like to introduce you some digital events in June and some opportunities related to them. Then we'll announce another great initiative we have in Creatio. If you read today Partner Digest, so you know a little bit about it. If not yet, so you'll hear about it today. We'll provide you more details on it soon. And also one of the most asked question during last month is how to use and how to take maximum from partner portal, how to search documents in the knowledge base. So today I'll be showing some life hacks and some demo how you can organize actually those documents for yourself, as well as maybe some features you are aware of or not aware of. I'm sure that many of you, they know them, but sometimes for example, marketing people who not closely work with our solution, sometimes it's challenging. So I'll be happy to introduce some life hacks for partner portal today, and for sure we'll be open for Q&A session from your side. So first of all, I would like to thank you all of those partners with whom we had joint events this May, actually last month in May. We had two great product battles with technology advisors. I'm sure that you've seen them. So it's Creatio versus Sugar, two types of them. It's also Lunch and Learn with Evokia. Tom, thank you very much for co-hosting great event. Industry Reply, a great webinar for manufacturing. Creatio Arena, Ashok, co-founder of Mitra Innovation, participated as one of the speakers. Thank you very much for joining. Also, we had one more great thought leadership webinar with Tata Consultancy Services and thought leadership webinar with ISM. So thank you very much for your active involvement, and June will be even more active, and I'm really happy to see this increasing number of our joint activities with partners. So digital events in June, what are our plans? As you remember, we have several types of events. I just briefly will remind you about them. So we have Creatio Arena, which is kind of debates on some topic. Next one is coming shortly. So like I'll tell you a little bit more on the next slide about it. Also, it's digital cycle, some live meeting for IT and digital leaders, more closed one, more smaller group, 20, 30 people, when actually digital and IT leaders discuss their challenges. We also have product battle, as we had Sugar versus Creatio. We will have more soon, so wait for the announcement. Thought leadership webinar, which is like joint webinar to share some expertise in different fields. Also industry and focus webinars when we focus on some challenges or some trends for specific industry, as well lunch and learns, which is like actually digital version of lunch and learns, which we had previously. And now I would like to have a small poll. I'm sure that many of you participated already in many of our events, so it's interesting for us to figure out actually which type of event do you like the most out of those formats. So please vote from your site so we will know what's the most interesting for our partner community. So I see that actually it's changing numbers. Interesting. It's like product battle so far and industry in focus webinars. So now industry in focus webinars as winner. Let's wait for uh, 40 seconds more.
And here, as we're collecting results, it's interesting it's also kind of formatting in terms of people like the formats, and some formats are better for lead gen, some formats are better for brand awareness. So I guess the question here is kind of both in terms of both. Do you think certain formats just give more value than others, right? So whether you like the format in terms of participation is one thing, but the actual value that we could get out of it is of course is critical as well. So let's see what you think on that.
Okay, so I'm ending poll and I'll share the results now. So as you see, the winner is actually industry in focus webinar. We have product battle, but as you see, we have fans basically of all of um, our types of events. So it's really great to know your opinion, and it's really great to know that you are participating in our events.
And here I'll jump in to say we have already comments in the chat, and so I mentioned that the question is really, what really helps to drive leads, right? Not necessarily what we like, and that's super true. And in terms of the formats, of course, certain ones are driving. From our point of view, what we've seen is certain formats do drive more leads. We'll talk more about it as we go through the formats and our plans forward. So we'll get to it.
Okay, so let's go briefly through some events that are waiting for us. So already tomorrow we have a great webinar together with Amdocs for communication service providers. So feel free to join this webinar. I'm sure it will be really great, and it's our first joint webinar with Amdocs, so looking forward um, for it. Also then, again, on June 17, we have another great thought leadership webinar with our partner, Mitra Innovation, about 5 ways to keep your employees healthy and safe with help of low code during the post-COVID-19. And Mitra Innovation, they also plan to release on the marketplace the product they built on Creatio platform. Related to healthcare industry. So please feel free to join the webinar to learn more about insights about it. And we'll have great experts also from healthcare there. So great to see many partners actively participating in it. Then again, Thought Leadership webinar on June 23 together with Velvetech uh, about a customer engagement center. So we are welcome you to join those webinar and to hear insights from us and from Velvetech. Then we have more industry events in June. So in June 15, we have webinar for manufacturing industry, which is run by Creatio experts, and we'll have success story of manufacturing companies. So if you are focused on manufacturing or you plan to focus on it recently, feel free to join it. Also, I would like to mention that after this webinar, all materials will be available. And if you would like to do such webinar in your local language for your local markets, feel free to approach me. We'll be happy to share the materials with you. And you can do it also as lead gen activity for yourself. And on June 25th, we have another round of industry in focus webinar for manufacturing already with our partner BlizzCon. So it will be about new normal for manufacturing and how technological agility will not be no longer an option for manufacturing. And in June, we have also two e-lunch and learns. Already tomorrow with Martin and Associates, we do e-lunch and learn for USA. And in June 17th, Stefan Duda, hello, we have our e-lunch and learn with Qualisoft, which also became a regional language partner for DACH region. And some more events in June. So it's a digital circle for Americas and for EMEA. Again, about challenges for CIO and digital leaders. And June 18, we'll have another Creatio arena about digital transformation. And we'll have great analysts from Nucleus Research and our partner also, Stefan Duda from Qualisoft, participating in it. So feel free to join. I'm sure that this discussion will be hot again.
Right, and let me jump in on this one. So as you are presented, we have some really great formats for digital events, and we now have been doing over 2 months of digital events. I would say tens of them, plus 50 for sure of events that we have done in these different formats with yourselves and on our own. So we have come to, well, we have now really solid results that tell us, what works better and what kind of doesn't work as great. What we are finding for sure that, the focus on low code is working very well for us. We are definitely seeing a large interest in the market in this whole area of low code and low code CRM. So the theme that we have selected and that we're pushing very heavy, we can definitely see leads generated from it, and we can definitely see the aspect of combining kind of low code message and CRM in one, which is our unique selling point, is going very well. So we have in fact generated lots and lots of presentations now for these different events. Some of them again with yourselves, some of ourselves, that we are ready and happy to share with you for you to reorganize these events either in your language or just in a specific region, and use our content for your benefit. Use some of our cases, use the messaging that we have prepared, and so what we will be doing over the next couple of days really and weeks is give you all those necessary tools and the list of, really, let's say it's a menu of events that you can do, and that we are offering to you to organize yourselves or co-organize with us. There's of course two different aspects of doing it. Either we just give you the content and you run with it to your audience and promote it as you wish, or we co-organize it and we kind of agree on responsibilities of each party, like we again have done over the last couple months with some of you, and we know that both formats can work very well. Your markets very well, and we can give you the core content for you to use. We can also support you with some promotion to our own database. Even if you want to run the most of the event yourself, we can still support you in some way. So it will be great to hear from you today, and over the next couple of days we'll be contacting you directly, letting you know about all these types of events and all the content, and even the exact topics of the presentations that you can do. And we would love to hear from you. We will have a dedicated calendar where we kind of track all of these events, and we will keep doing these digital events for months to come. So this is not just for this month or next month. It's definitely throughout this year. We know there is a big demand. These digital events are not going anywhere, so we will be building on it. And for now, we maybe have 15 presentations that we can, and types of events that you can do. A month two from now we'll have double of that, so we'll giving you more and more content. All we ask is let us know what you want to do. We'll give you all the materials that we have, and yeah, let's generate some leads together or yourselves. So I think that's a good slide just to just pause and talk about it. And we're excited to hear your ideas on it.
I also would like to add from my side that also feel free to collaborate within Creatio Partner Network. So we have many Portuguese speaking, Spanish speaking partners. Why not to do Creatio Arena for not only in English, but for example in Portuguese or Spanish or other language. So think out of the box, think about the partners with whom you can collaborate and grow together. And yeah, feel free to reach me like when you have any ideas of what would you like to do. We'll be happy to support you with your event factory. So also I would like to focus on some frequently asked questions I was getting during this few weeks. I'm sure that many of you know the answers, but for some new partners especially, it can be relevant. So first, how to promote the events. I just would like to remind that each of the partner has its own partner tag, and using this partner tag, you can get notifications about the list of leads that registered through this event. So if you don't know your partner tag or you don't know how to use it, how to customize a link with it, again, feel free to get back to me. I'll be happy to provide you some short instruction on it. Also, where to find the updates about Creatio events. So there are several ways to do this. So we have a section about on our website where you can find digital events and you can see upcoming or past events there. So as soon as they are announced, they are there. Also, we announce our upcoming events in Partner Digest, so feel free to read this digest. Like we are gathering, let's say, the most uh, valuable information, the most recent updates there. So read Partner Digest, and for sure you can always watch our social media networks where we do announcement basically all of the every day. I'm sure about it. So that's a few ways about getting updates about Creatio events. Another very often question which I was getting during last month, where to find the recordings of the webinars we had recently. So first, again, it's the same landing page as for the registration for the webinar. You can go like to past events and actually you can click and usually you will find that the button has changed. So it's not register for the webinar, but towards the webinar. So that's the one way to find it. Another way to find it, it's actually on the partner portal. So on the partner portal, we also have a folder which is called webinar recordings, and you can find the links on those recordings on the partner portal as well. The third way to find it is Creatio YouTube channel. We post there some videos with some delay. So if it's some recent event, you might not find it as it still might be used for lead generation, but a lot of events, they are still available on Creatio YouTube channel. So that's another way to find the event you're looking for. And the last is actually check partner digest, because like every digest, we include digital events recording and leads on and some links on them. So again, you can always find the recent from the last time and find the link on them. Okay, passing the floor to Lucian.
Well, thank you very much, Ira. Right, so we have a very exciting new initiative for our partners, and which we call Partner Circles. This is only for partners, and this is a monthly get together of partners to talk to each other, network, exchange ideas, find best practices to do sales, to the implementation, to do technology, to develop technology, and to find out about other technology that we already have either within our product or on our marketplace. So it is, as this statement here tells you, it is a partner-only initiative, and the idea is that we have you get together again every month, once a month, and talk to each other. So it's a Zoom call. We have, let's say, a host. We also have several presenters that will kind of lead the discussion and present how they have done it and how they've been able to overcome challenges to either sell or again do implementation or deliver technology. Um, and then it will be an open discussion, open questions to these speakers, and really between the whole group that is on the session. So we're very excited about this, and we're starting the first session coming up in July, July 1st, in fact. But the three types of sales cycles that or partner cycles that we will have is a sales one, it's an implementation one, and also a technology one. Basically, as you can read here, the sales one is all about trying to figure out how to close deals, how to really make them work for you, how to overcome the challenges in the funnel, and then taking the leads to opportunities and then to closing deals. How have other partners done it? What were the challenges that they run into, and how they were able to basically win deals. So that's one, and that's the first one we're going to do coming up in just several weeks. The implementation circle is all about the next stage, right after you close the deal, and especially to the partners that are focused on implementations. How do you make a project work? How do you deliver on it? And at the same time, deal with all the kinds of stakeholders and the challenges that are involved. And finally, the tech circle is Norris is it's just about two things really. It's about finding out what is in our roadmap, what is in our product development. So you're gonna be talking to our R&D team, and you can ask them any questions you wish in terms of our products and what is in the roadmap. And the second part of this will be our marketplace solutions and new additions to it from partners. So again, we'll have a couple partners present their marketplace solutions, and you can ask them questions about it, or see how you can kind of develop your own solutions for marketplace, and what are the challenges and solutions to do that effectively. So those are the three types. And as I mentioned earlier, the first one is on July 1st. It will be at 4 p.m. Central Time, US. It will basically, so our plan is to do them every month around the same time, meaning every first Wednesday of the month. So we start with the sales circle. The following one month we do an implementation one, and then we do a technology one, and then we go back to sales. So effectively every quarter you're going to get a session of each that you can participate, you can engage, and we love to have you also present, of course. So we will be reaching out to you individually for those sessions to see if you would want to be involved. And of course, anytime you can reach out to Ira and let her know that you'd be interested in presenting either a customer case for sales or implementation, or a marketplace solution as well. We love to hear from you. We can put you in the schedule. Of course, we only do them once a month. So if we have a lot of interest, it might be not the immediate session that you can present it, but still, we love to hear from you. If this is a success, we can of course scale it, and do more of it. But we love to hear your feedback, and yeah, and we're excited for it. So, and then that leads us to our first Q&A, which actually is great because if you haven't put any questions in the chat yet, this is an opportunity to do so. If you want to ask us about any of the first parts that we've discussed, partner circles, those digital events, the effectively the portal, this partner portal, please ask us now. Anything at all that you want to ask, put it in the chat. And um, and I and I have a couple questions already that we have received previously. So I'll start with one that I received twice actually. Is we know a partner knows how to organize a webinar, right? That's not super difficult. But how do we organize a product battle or an arena, which are much more difficult formats? If you've seen it, it's you have multiple speakers on screen, you have voting happening from the audience. That's a little challenging technically, type of event. So what we encourage you is let us know that you want to do an arena or a battle. We can co-organize it together, and we can be responsible for the technology, making sure that the setup works, and so you wouldn't have to worry about that. Typically we would do them in English, of course, which means that if you want to do a product battle or an arena in another language, we can still help you if we have the capacity to help you with the setup of the technical setup of the event. But then you would, of course, be responsible for everything else. But nothing is impossible, in all these formats that we present to you. We'd love to for you to do them either yourself or with us. So just let us know, and yeah, and we'll be happy to share it. So to share any information and really support you throughout. And looks like we do have a question in the chat. And the question is from Jasmine, and the question is Partner Circle going to be regional specific or to all regions? How partners in certain regions can get connected to each other? So that's a very good question. The question, Ira, help me out here a little bit, but first of all, in terms of the regions, we will start with one time and one session for now, which of course makes it a little difficult because we will be targeting the time zone that's kind of comfortable for US and Europe, slightly less for Asia. But if there is an interest, if you really would like, if we see that there is interest for a even more regional approach, we can scale it and we can do more. But in the session, we will have partners from multiple regions, and we can connect you on the session. We can let you know who's on the session. We will share the list of registrants and attendees, make sure you know who's connecting or who's connected, and that way you can always, after the session, connect with someone from the partner community. So we will make sure that you are able to connect with whoever participates in the session. For now, again, it's just one time zone, but we can consider it again as there is interest to expand the program.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to support Lucian as we are at the moment we are just launching this initiative. So we plan one time zone in case it's like really big time difference for you. Usually we do have recordings of those meetings. And in case, for example, for sure, if we see big interest from some certain regions, so I think we will be quite open to do regional ones. Also, like if we have like many speakers coming from one region, we can consider doing regional ones. So we are pretty open like to any of your ideas. Just like be proactive, and for sure like we are the vendor who always listens to partners, and we are always happy to develop our partner network.
Yeah, and I'll just add that in terms of each session, we will aim to make a case or presentation for each of the three regions. So we will have as partner from the US, we will have a partner from EMEA, we will have a partner from APAC to be on the session and present and participate. So we want to make sure that we have cases for each region that are relevant to that region. And there's nothing else at the moment in the Q&A. So I think, Ira, let's one more. Let's do this one. Could you consider regional sessions with partners? I mean, some particular languages, Spanish, Portuguese, and so on. So again, Julio, the question from you in terms of the regions for the partner circles. We will start with the English one because we have to prove the concept. We have to make sure that it works in one language and that it does well, and you enjoy it and you get benefit from it. So if we can make that case, right, if we can do a couple of them and they work well, then of course we can scale it and we can expand them to other languages as well. No problem. We can facilitate it for you. It's between several partners in a particular region or language. That is not a problem. It's just a matter of, again, making sure, verifying that it works in one language, and then we can move forward with others. So with that, Ira, let's move on. We'll have more Q&A after later, but let's move on to the next section.
Okay, so now we have partner portal life hacks. Let's explore it on example of knowledge base section. So I'll stop sharing my screen for a moment just to switch to demo. and reshare it shortly.
Yeah, and in the meantime, please continue putting your questions in the chat. Um, so and we'll get to them at the Q&A part. Um, Again, even if we're not covering something right now in the session, please still feel free to put in the chat. If you can ask it now, we'll make sure to follow up with the answer.
Okay, so thank you, Lucian. Could you please also confirm that you see my screen and that you see partner portal now?
I definitely can, so I think hopefully everyone else can. If you don't, let us know, but sounds like we're good to go.
Okay, so like we have, for sure, we are very limited on time. I love our products, so I'm always happy to show a lot, but I'll focus maybe on three key things that will help you, I think, a lot to navigate on the partner portal. So first, and which is maybe not always visible for, especially for marketing people, it's about the view of the section. So I don't know if you tried or not to click here on the view button, but there is actually a way to set up the fields that are displayed in this section. So you just select fields to display. Also, you'll see that there is tile view and list view, and most of the partners I've seen, it's tile view. So if I switch, it looks like this. But for example, for me, it's not very convenient because like you can sort only like through like clicking some additional buttons, and I'm lazy, so I like doing everything through one click. So I usually set up for myself personal list view, and I also add some columns here. So for example, it's a date when the document was created or date when the document was modified. It's the case when for sure you're searching, for example, what's new on the partner portal. So again, you set up the name, you can set up the field modified on, you just click plus, select the needed column, for example, created on, put save, and here it is, the column that is displayed, and then you can sort in one click if needed, like for the oldest or newest, and so on. Also, just one more thing to show you that we have also a lot of folders here, and I know that some of partners, they see it like this. So in order to expand the section, you just need to click plus. Just a second, it's freezing somehow. Just a second, I'll reshare. Okay, so I'll share once again as my screen unfortunately frozen. Okay, so here it is. Also, we like if you click plus minus, so you can expand or add any like extended view of those folders. So we have a folder marketing kit. In marketing kit, we have also a lot of different subfolders. For example, we have case studies, and if you expand, you can see, for example, that we have them available in different languages, that we have different ebooks, that we have different event materials, multilingual materials, templates guide, some visuals, logo screenshots. So feel free to explore it. Also, for your convenience, if you know that some of those folders you use more often, so you can mark it as favorite. And in case you mark it as favorite, you'll see this folder in the top. So it just will save you some time in terms of finding the needed folder. So that's a few things I wanted to show, but there are actually more. It's about searching some specific documents and as well as maybe customizing some folders for yourself. For example, maybe you work with some specific industry and you would like to find some materials for banking industry. So there are a few ways to do it. So first you can use just a second. You can use just regular filter, like you can search in the name. please put also percent. So like it search basically whether this word is inside, at any place in the sentence or any place in the title. Because if you do not put percent, it will search from the very beginning. But if you put percent, so it will search no matter this word is like end, middle of the title, beginning of the title. And for example, we can put banking, and we can search quite easily what we have for banking industry. If you know that like for this banking industry you are searching quite often, you can create your own folders on partner portal. So again, it's quite easy to do. You just like add new folder, for example, banking materials, and you can filter here again, like through some name. For example, name contains bank, or for example, if it may be not bank but maybe financial services, it's also how it can be called. So I put, for example, name contains also finance. Maybe it's also some, I don't know, credit unions, for example, so I can put also credit. And for sure, like I'm changing or, so it's searching like either bank or financial services or credit union, and I can save it. So I have, I can like find all those materials available here, and I don't need to search all of the time. Also, if you see, for example, that there are some materials you don't want to see, so for example, there are some French, so you can also exclude some files from there. So I just wanted to show you that those opportunities are. And if you would like to group some documents in some ways that is convenient for you, please feel free to use those capabilities of Partner Portal. Any questions here?
They might come up when we get to the Q&A again, so let's do that.
Okay, so I'll reshare my screen once again. Just a second. Somehow doesn't want to go to full screen mode now. Just a second.
No worries. In the meantime, again, I will repeat again. Do give us your questions. I have a couple more that I will ask. Well, read out and try to answer with your help. So we'll get to that in a second. But first, I believe we have a a poll question. So we'll get to that in a second, and Nira will tell us about it. In terms of the portal, of course, you know we love to hear your feedback. So of course there's the hacks, but anything at all that you feel, just like our products, you know, we want to have a roadmap for our partner portal and things that we can improve on. So do let us know any feedback and where you see the need to add value from our side. So we would be happy to. Ira, so are we asking the question now?
So yeah, but here I would like to ask you actually to answer in the chat. It's about knowledge base first of all. So maybe what's your most often cases, which materials you search. So we'll create maybe some new folders for you for your convenience. So if you, for example, vote for industry specific one, industry specific folders, please put in the chat one. Maybe event type specific, for example, you search for, I don't know, all Creatio arena materials or all industry in focus materials, please too. And you can also put your own, so we appreciate your feedback. So we are looking forward to modify like our knowledge base in the way that is convenient for you. So we'll appreciate your feedback here.
Super. We're getting some.
Competitive. Okay, so
Yeah.
okay, marked for myself. Okay, anything else that comes to your mind? What maybe what were you searching and had challenges to face?
Yeah, it sounds like competitive. We're meaning there's definitely interest in competitor analysis and how do we compare to our competitors. We have some comparisons already that we are making and working on. I think it'll be great to add them. For example, we have a comparison us all against low code vendors that are out there. So I think that's a nice table that we can now share with you. So we will definitely do that. So that's definitely a good point.
Okay, so we have more ideas here. It's actually industry, like regional related, country specific, industry specific customer cases. We actually have this folder and competitive analysis. Okay, so like we have new ideas for competitors and we'll try to collect the materials and add them to the partner portal. So thank you very much for your feedback. Okay. Seems I have some troubles with switching presentation. But anyway, like we are okay. We are actually done. The only thing we wanted, it's actually to hear your questions, as we think about this meeting as interactive meeting. So if you have like any question, also feel free to unmute yourself and to ask us. We will be happy to answer.
Yeah, we have another 10 minutes definitely to answer questions. And I already again have some seated questions, so I can let's start with those. The another question that I have is, what besides digital events can we do marketing for right now? And I got that questions once or twice as well. The answer is quite a lot actually. We of course we do a big push on digital events, but we also are producing a lot of ebooks. Written content that we put on our website. In fact, we produce an ebook every week, and we are more than happy for you to reshare, re-promote the ebooks. We are more than happy for you to translate the ebooks if you are a regional language partner with us, or if you know if there is if you have a need, if you see a value of that. In fact, we will be contacting some of you in terms of a dedicated kind of campaign for some ebooks. But the ebooks are really useful as content because they, you know, it's not one time slot. You can market them and promote them over weeks and even beyond it. And we are seeing that those ebooks generate as many or more MQLs and sales qualified leads as well, than digital events. And especially we have some titles that do better than others. So what we will do is we'll share with you the list of those and let you know which ones definitely do great value. So digital events, but also ebooks, but also you know we have these kinds of which we'll share, the competitive analysis, which is kind of down the funnel, so more practical items and more really things around pitching Creatio, so specific materials that include process maps for a specific industry that show what Creatio can do in terms of a specific industry, all the things that it can, all the processes that Creatio can help solve. We have, of course, the cases, and we will have some video cases. We are actually in the midst of producing some video cases that you can refer your prospects to. So there will be some great content that you can use as well. So there's definitely much more than just events, and we will be sharing more. And of course, let us know if there's anything more that you have an ideas for that we could be doing together with you in terms of marketing.
I see we have more questions coming. For example, from Diana, do you have competitive comparisons for service as well, not just for sales? So do you know whether our partner marketing developing something for service?
Well, right now we just I know we have a comparison overall of Creatio platform and versus competitors. So I don't think we've broken up by service, sales, marketing, but we have a general comparison
Mhm.
all of the capabilities of our platform and that we do have sales, service, marketing, and how they are maybe a little different than competitors, but not specifically a whole document for service or sales or marketing, not yet, but what they can definitely see if we can produce it.
But we appreciate your feedback, and for sure, the reason, one of the reasons we would like to have such sessions is to get more information from your end. What's your need? How we can support you in terms of sales enablement and your marketing efforts. So feel free to let us know during our meetings what's needed, and we cannot promise we do it immediately, but for sure we can include it into our roadmap, and based on your needs, develop some additional materials. I see also comment from Rock that it would be also useful by type of the materials. We have at the moment, I think, like ebooks, events, so maybe case studies. So maybe what will be the additional materials you would like to see as a type in the knowledge base? If you specify, it would be great. We have also command from Harold. Ebooks have been great. Updated 3 5-minute videos on 6.16 for marketing, sales, and service. No longer videos. Still say BPM online, as you know.
Yes, and here, the fact is we haven't refreshed. Videos are kind of the hardest to refresh the branding because you can of course change the logo, but whatever people say in the video, you can't really change it. So we are trying to replicate, create new videos with Creatio, and the new case studies that we do are referring to Creatio. So of course, all the new content, video content we're producing is Creatio, but there is still several videos on YouTube that refer to BPM online. If you can avoid them, don't use them. They shouldn't be critical for you. We have other materials that you can use instead. So, um, but if there is a specific video that you feel you really need uh, to be refreshed, rebranded, and say Creatio, let us know. We will see where it is and see if we can do it quickly.
And I'm sure that those short videos on products, they are already renewed and updated. We have created new ones, like this short overview of sales, service, studio, and marketing. So all of them are available already on our YouTube channel. So if you are looking for those specific ones, they are already there.
Thank you, Ira. And looking if there's any other questions. My list isn't that long in terms of questions, but there was another around uh, about SEO, which is how do we because obviously as you know we have changed the website. We have changed from BPM online to creatio.com, which has had an impact in terms of the traffic to our website, but also the links that we have and that you might have to our website have been impacted, and that can cause some changes to how many people visit our websites from Google. In our case, there has been no really a significant drop in or change in the traffic. Hopefully, that is also when you link to us, you don't see a difference in how you link to us. You don't have any broken links. But yes, there was a questions in whether we've seen an impact in terms of the traffic to our website from moving from BPM online to Creatio. And the answer is not really. We had a pretty good plan in terms of the transition, so everything is going pretty smooth. And in fact, we have a plan to work with you on a specific SEO campaign where we can kind of together benefit with links and generate some more organic traffic. But that's not for now. That's a discussion for a little bit later. Maybe for next month's session, we can present our SEO campaign. But yes, I just wanted to address that because that came up as well in one of the conversations.
Okay, so we have one more question. Can you share original traffic pattern to your website? It's from Stefan from Colosoft.
Yeah, and that's a good question because, as you know, we have multiple versions of the website in different languages, and some of them are having pretty decent amount of traffic. Some of them don't. So I think this question is twofold. One is our main English website. What's the breakdown of traffic for that? Of course, right? And we're happy to kind of give you the the breakdown of that. And then the other question is in terms of the language versions. And I think especially if you are a language partner with us, that's going to be important and relevant to you. So we will directly share with you that information with those language partners that are responsible for that, for those pages, and make sure that you have the insight, because we have to also make decisions. If we have a language version that isn't supported and doesn't really get much traffic, then in the coming weeks we will probably decide to, we will be making decisions to eliminate some of those language versions that just don't add value.
We have also a question from Harold. When we send prospect to Creatio's website with our partner ID, how do we get notified? So in case this link is with your partner tag, and if this contact registered on this website, for sure you will get notification. In case like registrations hasn't happened, so we cannot identify yet this person. So unfortunately, like we don't know yet that this person or who was this person, so we cannot get notification for you. But if the registration happened like at any forms, like I don't know, ebook or like event or any trial, for sure you'll get notification on your email, and then the lead will be assigned to you on the partner portal.
Super. I don't see any more questions in the chat. Um, but that even if we don't have them now, you can always reach us anytime. You have our email addresses. Please do contact us anytime. We're happy to help.
I just have one short reminder. It's about our marketing development fund. So if you have marketing development fund staying from previous fiscal year, please make sure that you have applied for the reimbursement by June 30, because it's still valid this month, but starting from the next month, it will expire already. So for those partners who already reached me out, please feel, I'll get back to you later this week about your requests. But for the rest, it's just a short reminder that if you have this marketing fund, it's basically the last month to utilize it. For those marketing funds that are already from this previous year, so it will stay with you this fiscal year and 1 quarter additionally. So
Thank you
yeah,
so much.
that's it from our end. Um, if no questions, so we would like to thank you for your time. We hope that it was useful and you get some good updates from our end and answers for some of your questions. And for sure, we are looking forward to talk to you in July during next marketing hour.
Of course, thank you. And the recording, and this is a recorded session, of course, right? So we will share it with you as well, and with whoever was not able to join us. So thank you from my end, uh, and yeah, looking forward to the next one.
Thank you. Have a great day. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye.